Hi guys, it's me, Dalby Markman. I am from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I'm here today with the Talent Greenhouse to talk about the, I wanted to say space shuttle, but the 5 years ahead time warp that you guys have challenged us with, and to give you a little bit of my mood board, my visions of inspiration, and just, of course, the dog's gonna ask to come in right now.
Michelle is here.
Who is here, Michelle?
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. How are you? Letting the dog in. So it's real life, real world. So I did want to start off by just saying that I've noticed a lot of applicants for this doing poster boards with cutouts from magazines and things like that. And personally, and the dogs are gonna go crazy right now. Guys, no.
Max.
Let's go.
Out.
This would happen right now. Out. This was Max. There we go. So he constantly bugs the other dog who's over here in the bed. But so my beginning mood board, because I know it's something that you should be looking at every single day. For me, since this quarantine happened, has been this room. This is our guest room in the house, and I have completely taken it over. It took me about a week and a half to realize that I really needed my own space during this whole thing, and especially
Anna Petito's here.
Hi, Anna Petito. So especially with COVID-19, I just felt that I needed a place that I could feel was like a salon that I missed so much, and also my own space. So this is the guest room, and this is kind of like my inspiration board on a daily basis. I brought everything that I love in this room. First off, these pillows are my favorite.
And our dog is in the background.
And this is Dumbo. He is the favorite dog. In this room, there's pieces that are definitely mood things for me. This is some bells that I actually got from Cambodia. I'm going to talk a little bit about Cambodia further in, but there's also some photographs from Cambodia and Thailand with me, and the name of this elephant was Macadee, which I spent the entire day with Macadee taking care of him. And he was very, very stubborn actually, but he was matched up with me, they said, and I thought that was really funny. I guess that was the guy's way of saying that I was a stubborn person. Maybe. I also have some mannequin heads, obviously. This is from Rock's class, which I am really excited to start studying more from Rock's class, which was just recently for me. I went in February to Parma to take his color mentoring course. Over here, obviously, we have Davines everything. This really, really makes me feel like I'm at home. All of my salon stuff is just having it here, and this has been a place for me to do some tutorials. I want to also thank my daughter Elizaveta, who is behind the camera. Okay, also, let's see. This is where I like to do makeup and also do some personal hair tutorials. There was some mentionings of like putting material or perfumes, and I thought that was really funny because I am a perfume girl. This is just a small portion, but this is, each one has a story, but I won't go into this is like my best friend and I went out in New York many a nights with Gio Armani. This is not even made anymore. This was the one that I met Brian with. It's called Rain, so that has like a special meaning to it. This is my everyday, which you can tell is empty. It's Verbena by Versace. This was a very special trip for me to London. I had my girl Tara, and we just had a blast. And then this was like one of those unisex D&G flavors that really is just one of those flavors that I wore in New York City when I lived there.
I am 19.
Yes, Lisa's 19. She's actually doing the cosmetology course also, and will be working. I own a salon. I didn't even mention that. I'm sorry. I own a salon in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and in Norfolk, Virginia. They're about like 12, 20 miles apart. I'm going to say 12 or 20. It feels like 20, but I think it's only 12 when we're driving with traffic. But Lisa has been doing the cosmetology program, and she will be starting her apprenticeship with our salon probably as soon as we open back up. So I'm very excited for Lisa, and I definitely wanted her to be a part of this. So the materials, of course, Lisa didn't know I was going to put this in there. My daughter
I did not.
is absolutely amazing and so talented. She, one day, we bought her one of those body images because she loves to sew, and she was given material by her grandmother, and this was a dress that they call it draping, I think, where she just popped it on the mannequin and just started sewing, and you can really see. So this has always been an inspiration for me. I love texture. There's Lisa's sewing here. And the texture in the materials, the fact that she chose these, I love that. Because it just shows that she and I are a lot alike.
And I saw them by hand.
She did sew them by hand. There was no sewing machine. And this is another piece of Lisa's. Did you do this one before that one? But
I did this one first.
Yeah. But I have
also by hand.
For one day, one of my photo shoots are going to have these two dresses. Lisa might cut or trim or do more things to them, but she knows that that's one of my projects. So obviously that's the material.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get to, okay, this is my little spot. So if you've missed, if you're just joining, this is my space, this is my room, this is my mood board that I look at daily that keeps me going. Oh, I did want to mention, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I was born and raised there and moved to Virginia my, I guess it was my sophomore year of high school, but that is a water meter. It's very popular in New Orleans, and it's one of my favorite pieces. And then that piece up there is also from Cambodia. And it's
Vicky's here.
Hi, Vicky. How are you? I'm finally getting to this. I've procrastinated and I mean, I'll be honest, guys. I'm ready to share with you, but this has been the hardest project of them all for me. I don't know if it's because of COVID-19 going on and where my mind is and how I'm just doing my best to keep myself together for the team, for the shop, for my husband, for my daughters, you know, but at the same time making goals and setting them was the largest mountain for me the past couple weeks. I'm not gonna lie. I have had tears. I have.
We all have.
It feels vulnerable because I am the type of person, if you know me out there, that when I set a goal, I have to achieve it. And I honestly feel like I've had so many blessings in the last 10, 11 years that it's hard to think up more that I want. I'm going to become emotional, which is crazy, but I had, when I was doing my research for this, I started just going through, because I feel like to think about going 5 years forward, I have to go back to feel like I know where I'm coming from. So it was funny, when I was looking through everything, I actually found it was actually a goal setting situation. And it was ironic that when I came across this, it actually said, hold on, I'm gonna find, I had a business plan, I had financing, strategies, goals, taking risks, and then, oh yeah, my 3 things was that I wanted to own my own business, which I now have 2.
Hooray.
I wanted to start a family, which I now
already
have 2.
have.
I have 2 daughters. And in case you guys don't know, my daughters are adopted from Ukraine, and they have been with us now for, we're going on 9 years, Lisa. They were 9 and 10 when we adopted them. So it was always a dream of mine to have children. And obviously I was blessed in the greatest way ever because Elizabeth and Karina are amazing. But I thought it was quite amazing that here I am thinking about making goals for the next 5 years. Trying to find it. Oh yeah, the last one. I would not say this came true, but I said I wanted to become a millionaire. But I don't think I was specific on that because my husband was mentioning, now granted, everything take-home wise wasn't $1 million, but the business itself and the numbers it put out produced close to. So I felt like the goals that I set, I have to know that I'm going to try my hardest to get to. And then I think with what's going on right now, it feels hard to think about the future. So I did jump into the time machine, knuckled down after many tears this week, and said, you know what? I cried through Al-Anon training. I cried through, all these other trainings that were such incredible growing journeys for me that it actually was tears of joy also, because I know that right now this talent greenhouse is already doing what you guys intended on it doing. I'm growing and learning. So the first time I came across Davines,
Callie.
hi Callie. The first time I came across Davines was meeting Angelo Seminara in New York City. My salon was invited to, it wasn't a worldwide hair tour, it was called Hair on Stage in the most beautiful space. And fortunately, I was lucky enough to actually help and assist him for an event a couple years later in Richmond, which was really funny because I had to do research to make sure I knew everything about him before I met him, just in case. I just didn't want to look like an idiot. But one of my very favorite collections by Angelo was Click. And the story behind that is this girl right here really reminds me of you, Lisa. She looks so much. Guys, check this out. Let's come over to the mirror.
Okay.
Look at this model. Hold on. See that face? Now look at that face. Does anybody see a resemblance? So it just popped out at me, and it was ironic that this was how short my daughter's hair was when I met her, because she came from an orphanage in Ukraine, and her hair was very, very short. So this picture spoke to me. It just really did. So then the love of Angelo's work and everything else came with that. Okay, so I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty, the work that I finally did. Starting Talent Greenhouse here has been an incredible journey for me. I already feel like I'm growing. I have done more technology in the last couple weeks than I've done in my entire life. My daughter knows that this is huge for me, because usually she does most of this for me. So I'm going to start off with my mind map. So starting here, over the next 5 years, the most important thing for me is going to be growth and balance, and that's in my personal life, in my business life, with Davines, especially with sustainability. I personally was someone who came from a background where I was not aware of everything that I was doing and how it was affecting Earth, and I am becoming more and more aware. So it's something that I've actually been thinking about with this COVID-19, and how we're going to have all these plastic gloves, and we're going to have all these masks that people are going to be throwing away on the ground, and just, so everything I can do to be more sustainable this year is a big goal of mine. But we have all the ones that are in beige are my long-term goals, and all the ones that are in colors are my immediate goals that I will be working on like tomorrow. So let me start off with creative goals. So one that has made me cry this week is stop overthinking. I'm an overthinker. I actually looked it up on the internet to see exactly what it was, because I have people that tell me I overthink.
I am too.
My daughter does too. Trust myself and my visions. Appreciate silence, because as you might even notice, there's music in the background right now. I like background music. My life is a musical, and I have to have music when I'm working, so I'm trying to find enjoyment in silence, because I think there might be more creativity back there when I finally open that door. Let go and be. Can you see it closely on there?
I can zoom in
too,
so
make sure you love it. So in other words, anything that I do creative, I want to stop worrying about what everyone else is thinking, and make sure that I love it and I believe in it, and just put it out there. One of my other goals is for business. Focus on apprentices for AOC Salon. I've spent a lot of time traveling over the last couple of years. I am a Davines educator, a color educator. I'm on the Davines North America cutting team, and I also was a product educator for Davines. But my staff has been so patient waiting for me. So this actually comes at a good time that I'm going to be grounded for a little while, obviously, although I can't wait to start traveling because traveling is my thing. But I really need to focus on my apprentices and getting them ready, especially Lisa behind the camera. Value my time, because I tend to be the kind of person who will just sometimes give time away to, not to people who don't deserve it, but I just give it away, and I will drain myself when sometimes people like my own children or my husband need me. Find a mentor for business. So I really want to pay more attention to the business side of the business. My husband, fortunately, is amazing, and he does all of that for me. But I've been kind of naive in all of that, and obviously my eyes are completely wide open with what's going on right now economically and how it is affecting us financially. So learn more about that. Keep investing in my education. I'm not going to stop. I don't care what people say. Just because of what's happening, just because financial hardships are coming, instead for me, I will not be taking vacations. I will be taking education trips and doing a write-off and adding a couple days before or after that to make my vacation happen.
Michelle says, "Oh, I can totally relate."
Yes. I mean, there's no way that education is going to be put to the side for me. I don't know. There's a lot of educators out there worried that financially they won't have people, but I already know now that like my first couple dollars that I'm going to be saving for that. Rebook all the classes. I had so many classes booked for cutting classes and for Davines color classes, and I now need to make sure that when we get our doors open at my shop, that I don't let that fall to the side, because they just as much need education in their shop, and they're going to need motivation, especially when our environment might be a little more stressful than it ever has been.
Okay, we have either a Ukrainian or a Russian person on here. I cannot read it.
Let me see. Let me see who it's.
It's like it's
Try. You can speak Russian, Lisa. So.
No, I can't.
Oh, okay.
I can't read it. But hello.
Hi, привет. Okay, so now we have my technical skills and goals. So I did break this down. So Lisa, I'm gonna have you.
Is it the red ones?
Yeah. So technical skills here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to break it down to...
She waved.
So the speed is something that I have always been an overthinker, which slows me down. So I'm going to work hard on getting my wet shapes in. I'm working on my bleach and tone process, moving a little more fluidly so that I do pick up speed, but I don't want to... Obviously, bleaching and toning is a big deal, so I don't want to rush it to where it gets sloppy, but I learned that from Rock recently, to be a very clean hairdresser. Foils and placement, I already feel like from some Alon training that I've had recently, but just to keep practicing those skills, to keep my hands moving and not overthinking each foil. And then my blowouts, keeping them fluid, keeping them consistent. Precision. So that is in color accuracy, making sure that my placement is on point. Styling perfection I put down there is just making sure that I'm using every Davines product to the best of its ability, and making sure that it's giving me the results that I want and choose. Cuts, my haircuts. Obviously you noticed with the mannequins over there that I like to practice on mannequins constantly, and I really am working on balance and consistency, and also making sure I can go back and check those shapes and make sure that they're like on point. And then color formulation. So from Rock's class, I have tons of notes that I will be honest, once I got back from Italy, then I had to go to Florida, and then this whole thing just hit in March. So I have not even opened up my notebook from Rock's class, and I need to, and that's a big important part for me, because I have to learn the fractions better. Rock will laugh because I was an over mixer, because if it was easier to figure out 10 grams of that and 20 grams of that, that's how I mixed it. So when we took that class, I learned so much about breaking things down, especially with 000. So working on that and being more creative. I definitely have been a safe hairstylist for quite some time. Scissor dexterity. So when I started teaching my daughter her first haircut recently, right when the quarantine started, do I need to blow it up?
No, I got it. You're good.
The scissor dexterity was something that I realized I am also still weak on, moving that other blade, and I think that that's something I want to get better. So I started researching. James from Method Education, James Alba, had actually sent me some great videos to help Lisa with it. It was funny because I was like, I guess I could use that too. Just some exercises that'll keep the blade that's supposed to stay still and the other one that's supposed to move. I'm not even going to try to explain it because I might explain it wrong. Practice exercises. So practicing that. Okay, so those are, okay, one more. Personal goals. All right, so again, stop overthinking because that's another personal goal. I need to eat healthier. I was always the kind of person who did eat healthy, but this quarantine has caused some small parts of depression to kick in, and when that happens, I don't overeat. I just don't eat at all, and then I eat crap. So that's what I've been doing.
Same here.
Quit all my vices, which are too many to list, but Diet Coke is one of them. I've already quit that before, and it's already started again. So just re-quit vices. Wake up early. I have slept in and stayed up late this entire quarantine, and tomorrow morning is actually the morning, ironically, as I'm up at 12 midnight, that I will be waking up early and starting a schedule, and the girls are doing it too because their classes are actually going to be on, what do you call that?
On Zoom.
On Zoom. No more sleeping. Okay. And then work out 3 times a week. So normally I work out. I used to do that, but we didn't work out 3 times a week. But I used to work out with a trainer, which was a luxury. I don't know if I'll still have that luxury financially wise, but my trainer Devin is pretty freaking awesome, and he definitely pushes me, motivates me. And as you guys can tell, I thrive from that when people are pushing and motivating me and challenging me. So working out 3 times a week is something I need to do right now. Okay, so my long-term goals. The first one is to develop a new collection. So I feel like my very first collection that I developed was for this talent greenhouse. It was the bubble gum. It was all of my entries for this. I did 6. And it was really great because in my head it just all came together. I don't know that it is exactly the quality in which I want to move forward. I would like to stretch. And I think I was timing wise rushing myself on some of the projects, but so I want to come up with
beta.
What?
Beta.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yes. How are you?
Sorry.
Themes and ideas. Search clothing designers, obviously like Lisa, who came up with these beautiful dresses that I love so much. But I want to search out different clothing designers that might be local here. Open my heart to share, because I feel like for me everything begins with music and a story. So when I have a collection, which is what brings us to the next one, I want to tell a story. I want to make sure that I can touch someone's heart, and I also find a song. There's some people who say, I want to be a platform artist. I want to, I see myself in 5 years being an artist, an artistic trainer for Davines. I can't say those words personally because with me, it always has to be an intention behind the action. So it feels frustrating for me to say those words. I want to be a platform artist. I want to be on stage with someone growing myself. I loved working with Anna Petito. That was the most amazing high I think I've ever felt. I just assisting Angelo the one time that I did, it was actually in the salon before he went to stage. So just watching the process, it inspires me. And then when and if that day comes for me, I just want to make sure that I tell a story with my collection.
Tara Lee's here.
Hi, Tara. But I tell a collection that will move someone and make them feel something. Oh, sorry guys, but this is a really big goal that I've already made in my mind. Hi. Making the final 8, obviously, for the Davines Talent Greenhouse. So I was watching someone's video and he was like, sorry to say it, you guys, but I made it. You know, I won. Yeah. Anyways, I thought that was a cute one I had to share. So to make the final 8, what I think I'm going to have to do is to keep developing my skills over the 6 months. I'm definitely going to have to believe in myself because I am hard on myself and I see so much amazing talent in this 100 group. Sometimes I don't even look at all of you guys because it overwhelms me and intimidates me. But I am slowly but surely getting to know one person after the next. Don't be critical. There we go. Stop overthinking. You notice how that's in 3 of my goals. Stop overthinking, Dalby. Trust myself. And then push myself out of my comfort zone, which I do believe we have already done. Thank you guys very much. Candace, Margaret, all of you guys. I think I gave you guys a little glimpse of just the internal struggle I've gone through to accomplish this mind map. I can't even tell you. It was ridiculous. Now that it's done, I'm like, what was I doing? Overthinking. But, okay. Become a creative director. I don't really know where I'm going to be a creative director. My husband said I'm already the creative director of AOC Salon. So in 5 years, I just believe that I will have more projects to be working on because I am in Virginia Beach, Virginia, which is not New York City, not London, not Canada, not all these amazing places where you guys have runway shows and fashion galore, but I am going to make sure that I will be directing creative projects. I also anticipate having my daughter at my side with all of these projects, and then that's where it leads me to travel for training. Obviously, as I mentioned, there's no way I'm going to stop doing that, so I will be searching for classes. Hold on. Searching for classes. I'll be rebooking my trainings. I will keep good records this time when I travel so I don't waste money because I do sometimes do that. My husband, God love him, has been amazing and been so giving to me, but I need to get my together, if you know what I mean. So keeping better records as I travel and saving money to travel. And then also in 5 years, I anticipate my travel being definitely with Lisa. I can't imagine not sharing this journey with her as she starts her journey as a stylist. So there's my brain map, my brain map, my mind map. I said that because there's actually brain maps out there, which help.
It looks like a brain.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Like a brain. But, okay. So now we're going to move into my inspo boards. I have, so this pink here is actually what inspired me for that one.
Point it at the TV so they know where.
What?
Point it at the TV. Point it at like
on the pink here, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Inspired me for one of the haircuts that I did for my talent greenhouse. Mm-hmm. This beautiful woman here, was in a Neiman Marcus magazine back in hold on. No, it was like 2000. But way before 9/11, because I was living in New York as an actress. And I came across this. It was a full layout. I've lost the catalog. It drives me crazy. I actually found it online, parts of the catalog. But she was a model. Her hair was bleached and toned. Her eyes just popped. The lighting, the lipstick, the nails, just everything. And this has always inspired me in almost every project that I ever work on. This here was one of the most amazing trips that I took coming home from Iceland. And that was the sky. And it was just, I don't know if you could tell the purple and the blues. And it was mind-blowing how gorgeous that was. You could see the wing of the plane. I love architecture. I love just details like woodwork. I love antiques. This was in Parma. You guys might notice this. I'm very big on vintage. I love and respect the past. I'm big on texture. I could look at the floor. That was Parma. I mean, just everything about this. I also am big into trees and greenery and just like the lines of a tree. This tree obviously is one of my favorite trees in the world, and it's at Tam Prong. It's in Siem Reap when I went to Cambodia. This is another one of those photos where she kind of looks like the guest model, Anna Nicole Smith, who passed, but I've always just loved voluptuous women with big lips, big eyelashes, curly, the hair is like vintage, busty, you know. I just think that that is just gorgeous and beautiful. Anyways, that is a picture of me and myself. And the reason she is there is because that was a time in my life when I just started feeling good about myself. I know that sounds crazy, but I know that everybody remembers that one point where they found confidence. And I found confidence in New York City. I was an actress, which is the most insecure job you can do on earth. And it was the day that I could wear something and feel that I liked my hair, I liked my makeup, and I just felt comfortable in my own skin. So that is always going to be an inspiration for me. I love water. I'm big on water. This is me in Iceland. I know a lot of you will recognize that. Iceland. I mean, just the texture of the beauty, the colors.
So pretty.
And then this is Angkor Wat, and this was a sunrise that I was actually privileged to have been a part of. And these were my mood boards for the Davines Talent Greenhouse. I also have another. This is my inspirations for precision haircuts. So as you can see here, I love everything about these. The color, the lines, you know, Mazel Palmer. This is Kate from Alalon. I think that's Mazel Palmer also. Some of these are just off of Instagram. Don't even know the person's name, but you guys might have recognized, obviously Angelo. This blows me away. The line, how crisp it is. I love pink. There's something about pink, I just love it. So it's in...
Thank you.
I love the idea of the shaved with, you know, just the hard lines. It's really sexy, I think. And then this was my inspiration along with that pink tile for one of my Davines Talent Greenhouse things. This is the haircut that I always am working on. I just think that it's like a bowl, but I just love it. So this is my cutting board. This is really where I know that I need to stretch. I used to be very into updos when I first started doing hair, and then I got away from it and changed my focus. I want to bring myself back to that because I know that I was pretty creative back then. And so now learning to build shapes like Anna Pacito, the class that you offered recently, was amazing. And Michael Polzinelli recently was sharing some really great tips. So I'm so excited about what I'll be learning, but these are just a couple of the inspos that really, I actually started all of these. I didn't just find these recently. These are things that are always on my cell phone, actually. The haircuts and these styles. I've been compiling these probably for about 2 years. I just love the abstract nature. Obviously, you could tell there's a circus theme with Dalby. Vintage circus, not the creepy circus, but the cool one. Okay, so that's my hairstyling inspos. This is my moments to pull from. As I mentioned, I am always like a person from the heart. Like everything has to move me for me to feel that I can move someone else. So water is just something I pull from. I have to be close to water and make sure I get in it. So I'm a little worried about this summer and the quarantine. I'm hoping that we get to the beach. Clouds, I love those clouds. This was another shot in the airplane. This here was me in Thailand. It was the day in my life, other than my wedding day, other than the day I adopted my daughters. I had that in there. that I just had a permagrin. This was an amazing, I just want you to know, an elephant sanctuary. Some people are very critical of someone sitting on an elephant, and I just want you to know that this is an amazing family who, it's called Patera Elephant Sanctuary, and it's in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And the family takes care of the elephants that have been adopted from the logging communities or the circuses. They're like saving them and then taking care of them. So these are animals that were already trained, obviously, to do sad labor, but they teach us that obviously it's not good to ride on the back of the elephant. You're supposed to be on the neck if you are riding them at all. Obviously, they just let us take pictures on them, but that was the most amazing day of my life. I love elephants. I could start crying right now if I talk about them, because I just think the fact that one of the elephants, Sarah had actually, that was my best friend, Sarah, she had met this one elephant who was pregnant, and that's why no one is obviously on her. But her name is Lucky, and when we came, the elephant remembered her, and it was like 3 years after she had been there, which blew my mind. But elephants have these most incredible memories. But anyways, the beach, sand, I love the smell of salt water. I love tanning lotion, coconuts. I'm allergic to them, but that is some of my greatest loves. The green trees. I love just greenery. Okay, this is something else which actually is really funny. Dalby in a bathing suit with my daughter Lisa.
Hi guys.
We were drinking because
Mexico.
She went to Mexico. It's legal for her to have a beer, and one of my favorite things to drink is a Corona with a lime on a beach with a bathing suit on. And this was one of the happiest days for me. And I just
I love Mexico.
And I see 5 years from now, Lisa and I with a
We're going
Corona
back
and
to
a lime
we're going back to
somewhere.
Mexico, Mom.
Exactly. Maybe we'll be traveling for Mexico stuff. But obviously this was another beautiful, I don't think that was Mexico. I don't even know where it was, but the water looks so beautiful and green. I think that was on our Disney cruise when we did.
Disney cruise or the one that we went on
Disney
recently?
Cruise when you guys were like 9
Oh.
and 10, like the first time.
Oh
But anyway,
gosh.
so there's the moments to pull from. We are almost done because I think I might have hit my 15-minute mark.
Oh yeah.
Cambodia has my heart. Cambodia is in Asia. It is one of my most favorite places. I went there to help survivors of sex trafficking with Davines, ironically. That was who made me aware of it. And that was the most amazing country, and the people were so warm, and the sounds, there was no sound. It was actually one of those times in my life where I learned to appreciate silence. There was sounds of like motorbikes, and there was sounds of, just like horns and stuff whenever they were selling eggs on the street. It's weird, they would squeak these horns, but there was so much peace for me there. I took some yoga classes like 4 times a week. I worked with students who were just so appreciative and hungry for knowledge. And obviously this was the day with the elephant sanctuary, and that elephant was like 2 days old, and she was actually a premature baby. So if she had not been born into this conservatory, you notice the rice paddy or the rice bag that I'm sitting on, she would not have ever reached her mother, to be able to drink. So that is a special, special day for me. This is me on the streets of Cambodia, and this is me in a tuk-tuk. So Cambodia has my heart. I think that's my last one. So when I work on projects and I need to find peace, usually I am thinking of days in Cambodia, and I pull from that, and hopefully when I go on stage, because I will be there, and I work on projects and I share my visions with you guys, that I will have peace and calm and not overthink. So that is my story. And I'm so glad you guys joined me, and thank you, Lisa, on camera, and
You're welcome.
Thank you, Davines, for this incredible opportunity of choosing me as one of the 100. It's overwhelming to me, to be honest, and I'm not going to cry, but I totally appreciate it, and I thank you. Bye, guys.